Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining me today. Today's subject might take a couple of parts, maybe even a part 3. 5 critical needs of children and parents. Too often as parents, we are reactive instead of proactive. The first thing we want to do is tell that child, go get that belt, or that spoon, or that flip-flop, or that switch, or whatever your method of corporal punishment is. Instead, we should be more positive, give them praise and encouragement instead of that corporal punishment. Now, being a parent is a lifelong experience, and maybe the changes of society changes our method of correction, because nowadays, if somebody see you with that switch, spoon, flip-flop, belt, whatever it is, they're calling the police. And especially Barbecue Becky, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Yes, I did. But children, we take things as we're young and they follow us to adulthood. So it's crucial needs that a child needs. They need incorporated in their life. Number 1 is the need to be respected. Number 2 is the need to be important. Number 3 is the need to be accepted. Number 4 is the need to be included. And number 5 is the need to be secure. Now there's other needs, but right now we're just going to tackle that. And I know you guys might be saying I need to be loved, and I, on the last part, however many parts I'm going to do to this video, I would explain why that's necessary and that's needed, but the reason why I kept that for last. Do you all remember that movie, The Help, with Viola Davis, and her character was Adeline Clark, I think it was. And she was the housekeeper slash babysitter, nanny slash cook slash everything in that movie, as it was in those times. And if you haven't seen it, please do so, because it's a great movie. And one part is particularly funny, you know, the pie making part. And those of you who have seen that movie know exactly what I'm talking about. She made a mean pie, didn't she? But anyway, in The Help, it was this little girl. The 5 needs that I mentioned, that little girl got none of those. Mainly because she wasn't pretty. The mother, I guess, expected her child to look a certain way because she thought she looked a certain way, and that's, you know, that's my child, so she should be pretty too, you know. So, you know, pretty is relative, I guess. And every day, Adeline Clark would say to the child, and the child would repeat, I am kind, I am smart, I am important. Adeline knew the significance of building that child up, because she knew that child had low self-esteem. She didn't get any attention. Adeline knew that when she left, that child would be thrown to the wayside, you know, in a room, her crib, or whatever. So even back then, some of the people who, and this particular story is built around black help, and they were nannies and housekeepers and cooks for the white population. And this was in the South, so we all realize what that entailed. So even in those days, it was known that it was crucial needs that a child need to have. And some of the methods were different than what we have now, of course, but all the same, it's something in us as a parent that we want to give our child the best. I know that many of us look back and we say, man, you know, I'm not going to raise my child the way my mother raised me. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then we grow up and we look back and we say, ooh, I made those same mistakes. Even I made some worse ones. And and you look at your kids and say, oh, I am so sorry, because you're drawing sometimes from little bits of knowledge and not what's known, not what's brought out, and to be the best way. Sometimes we just did what we learned or the best we knew how. And then our children, they grow up and they say, I'm not gonna do that to my kids, and I'm gonna do it the way. And then they look back and they said, oh, I should have done it that way instead of this way. I did just what my mom did. And so it goes on and on. And so we have to incorporate what that child, those essential needs, we have to incorporate them, so even if we make mistakes along the way, it's not devastating, because if you don't get the attention, if you don't get the validation that you are important and that you need to be respected. Even as a child, you need to be respected. Excuse me, my dogs are acting up. I'm going to get that belt, that switch, that ironing cord, that flip-flop, and take care of them. Give me a second. Okay, listen. Listen to the silence. See, my dogs are very obedient sometimes. Anyway, one was trying to get the other's food, and I just took the food away from everybody because they've all eaten. So back to the children, they're my fur babies. Many times, when your child interrupts you, like my dogs did, you're really quick to say, some people are really quick to say, don't bother me right now. Go to your room, do your homework, which that should be done anyway. Go play a game, get on your video games or what have you. When actually, if you're right in between something that is pressing, all you have to say is, give me a moment. I'm right in between something, but maybe we can discuss this over dinner. So if the child is saying, no, mom, or no, dad, I need to talk to you, try to, if you possibly can, try to take that time out for that child right then. And then they learn then how to be important. How to be important. They are important. They learn then that they are important. And that leads to the second need, is the need to feel important. And I'm going to leave that for part 2. Because I want to make these short. I don't want to bombard things on some people. And a lot of you know this, but you didn't find the categories that I'm putting these behaviors in. And so I just wanted to bring that to you today. And thank you for joining me. I will be back with part 2, so stay tuned. And as always, if you like this video, if you like this subject, please give me a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because I surely don't want you to miss any of my videos. So till then, I wish you a beautiful, wonderful, prosperous day, and goodbye.